All right, I think we're broadcasting now. Welcome to another broadcast today. Today is Sunday, April the 30th, 2026. Another beautiful day out here today in sunny Arizona. I know I keep saying that over and over again, but I always like to give a shout out to nature, man, because it's been really nice out here. It's actually 80 right now. There's a light breeze and it's pretty nice outside. So I don't know where it is in your neck of the woods. Maybe you can put that in the chat below and let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods as far as weather wise. But either way, make sure you're getting outside. Make sure you're getting you're doing those breathing exercises. Make sure you get out there and do some walking. Okay, don't be sitting up in the house all day and just looking at your computer. Now, if you got some walking issues, some knee issues, and all of that, well, thankfully we got some things that can address that over at Samba Tree. That's right. There's a lot of stuff over there. We'll talk about that in a moment, but I want to get started because today we're going to be talking about this ongoing nonsense. Another young black woman is being called out over her 4C hair. We got to get into this, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to get into this. But in the meantime, let me put some nice images up here on the screen. And while we got these nice images on the screen, let me play a song that I actually wrote. Yep, I did. So let's take a listen to this one right here.
Yeah. This one's for every queen who thought a crown was too heavy to wear. But baby, that crown was built for light.
You twist, you turn, you tuck, you side. Mirror talking, why can't it just lie? But I see galaxies in every curl. A sacred pattern, baby, that built the world. They said too coarse, I said too divine. High quality always takes time. Girl, your roots run deep as history. That's more than beauty, that's ancestry. You may think your hair's a curse, but I see it as a blessing. You've been stressing with that pressing, but your essence, baby, that's the lesson. Let your crown glow, let it breathe, let it show. Crowns aren't meant to be covered, no. I don't care what the others think, we just wanna see you happy. I'm happy, cause that's how I know it's true. Learn to love your crown, baby, I'll show you how. That's for see the sun hits right on them coils so tight. Each strand's a story, bold and light. You say it's hard for fingers to slide through, baby, that's two of us, me and you. Let's leave China and India out this talk. We walk in roots that angels walk. No synthetic love could ever compete with the rhythm that your curls beat. You say it's hard to manage, but art always takes some damage. Still you shine through all that pain. Girl, that's power in your mane. Let your crown glow, let it show, let it show. Crowns aren't meant to be covered, no. I don't care what the others think, we just wanna see you happy. We're happy cause that's how I know it's true. Learn to love your crown, baby, I'll show you how. That's for see. That's legacy in motion. That's melanin devotion.
All right, there you go. David, that song is 4C. Like I said again, yours truly. I did write that. I can just pat myself on the back. But I want to acknowledge that there are many black men out there that absolutely love the 4C hair that you have been born with, and we love it. We actually do. And there are many of us who do. I know there's some out there, maybe they have an issue with it, but I know I don't. I tell my wife and my daughter all the time, I'm like, especially my daughter, I'm like, oh my gosh, girl, you look at all that beautiful hair you got. And, I do get the whole thing about it being manageable and how much you got to put into it and all of that. But do you? All right. So we're just going to chat a little bit here. Okay. Obviously, I'm not a woman, but I am a black man. I have, even though don't pay attention to what's upstairs here, down here in the Middle Earth section here, I do have some 4C hair texture here. Okay. And so I can speak on it because, I once had it all up on my head and all of that. And, but now it's decided to go into the sunset a little bit. Okay. But I still got a lot left there. Okay. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to do this video here, and we've talked about this topic many times before, is I don't know if you guys have seen the video of Coco Gauff. She is the world famous, I believe, number 2 in the world tennis player, and beautiful young lady. And she was doing a photo shoot for I guess it's some kind of like fashion outlet or something. And their vibe is one of which that is very kind of like, natural, And so she decided, she said on that day, she said, I really didn't feel like putting on all this makeup and all of that. She said, I wanted to be natural too. So I will go ahead, and what I'll do is let me pull up the video of her addressing, her situation, what happened when she decided to go that route. And let me pull this video up and let's take a listen and to what she had to say and what she unfortunately had to deal with there. So let me go ahead and play that video for you.
On Twitter and see thousands of people talking about the way that I look and not in a positive way. There's nothing really to address, but I just wanted to come on here and talk about it. So first things first, let's start with the shoot. It was not a full production shoot. It was literally me and my social person who shot that shoot in my parents' backyard. That your hair is literally fine the way it is. My hair was good enough for a high fashionable brand like Miu Miu to promote one of their newest launches. So if my 4C hair is good enough for that, then yours is good enough to do whatever you need it to do. So I'm not gonna apologize for that. I'm not gonna apologize for my makeup. I don't feel the need to put on a full face of makeup to take photos. I'm not hating on people who do that because I am someone who also will put on a full face of makeup just to take photos. It's just that day I didn't want to do it because also to create a concept, that was not the point of it. And if you also look at the Miu Miu aesthetic, it's the makeup for most of their shoots are very minimum, if not any. Sometimes the models aren't wearing any makeup because that's just Miu Miu. Like I said, they're you regardless. But y'all did knock a diva down. I'm not going to lie. 2 days I was feeling rough. I mean, I have someone who struggled with my looks throughout my life, just being a young black girl in this world. But y'all did knock a diva down. I was down. Y'all knocked her down a few notches, but diva got up. And I feel better than ever. And I just want any person who's watching this who does feel... I mean, there's people who talk about Beyonce's looks, Rihanna's looks, Olandria's looks, Haley Steinfeld's looks. Like, those are some of the most beautiful people in the world, and there's still people who talk about their looks. So don't matter what you look like, there's going to be haters out there. So you're literally fine just the way you are. I promise you. And whatever you want to do with your appearance, do it. If you want to wear wigs, wear wigs. If you want to wear lashes, wear lashes. If you want to alter something in your face in a more permanent way, do it. Because at the end of the day, life is short and you just got to feel beautiful in your own skin and do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel like that.
There you go. So yeah, so as you know, now it's interesting because when I was looking at the coverage of this, Essence Magazine, for example, they already got their article out, and they're trying to spin this as if this was white people that was putting all of this criticism out. And from what I could tell, it wasn't. I mean, the moment I heard about it, I already knew. I said, this is more stuff coming from black women. And I asked around, looked around and all that. And sure enough, yes, it is. But, you know, Coco Gauff isn't the only black woman who's had to face this level of criticism over her hair, her natural hair, from other black women. We can go back and look at other individuals like Dominique Dawes. Dominique Dawes, she was another she's a gymnast who faced similar criticism from black women because her hair was, in their view, unkempt. And if you're going to be on that stage, you're actually representing us. You know, Simone Biles, she's another one that, that faced that as well. You know, same situation. Dominique Dawes and Gabby Douglas, another young black lady who also, faced the same criticism. And it's interesting, if you do a Google search on this topic of those individuals that I just mentioned to you and hair, you're going to find numbers of articles and numbers of posts where they're spinning it again as if this is coming from white people. White people, most of the time, do not care about your hair like that. Most of that is actually coming from black women. And let's be very specific about that, because most black men that I am aware of, not sitting around talking about, you know what, did you see that girl's hair? Her hair looked like crap, No, not really. I mean, there's some men out there that are really caught up in that, but I'm talking straight men, okay? Now, we're not talking straight men. Now, that's something different, okay? Now, they're into the hair and the makeup and all of that, but that's a whole nother story. But no, we don't, and I'm talking real men too, you know what I mean? And, I've been married to my wife well over 20 years, and I tell her all the time, I say, honey, you look fine the way you are. I don't really care about all that stuff. And, it doesn't mean you got to walk around and just haggard all the time. You know what I mean? But my value that I put on her isn't based off of that, isn't based off of what wig she chooses to wear or extensions or all the other things. I don't care about that. I really don't. And, when you've been married as long as I've been, after a while, or even longer after a while, those things really don't matter. They don't. Because as a man, I think we realize that at some point it comes off, and, you don't live with that. That's, the real you is under all of that. And so, but the criticism that I'm seeing, it's just quite unfortunate because, again, there's an old saying that says hurt people. And when people are very hurt, particularly in that area of their looks, they will tend to project that onto other people. Now we can blame, yes, can we say Western society is the one that kind of stirred the pot in this issue? Absolutely. I mean, obviously that is the answer to that. But does that mean that we have to perpetuate that? That's the question here. In the description that I put in this video here, I talked about how when you sit down and actually think about it and look at it, here you have Korea, a whole nation that is committed to black women, and helping them to, we talk about the war that's going on in between the United States and Iran and Pakistan and all of that right now. But there has been a war that many black women have been engaged in, and it's actually been a chemical warfare. The nation of Korea has committed millions and millions of dollars to providing black women all over the world the resources, the chemical resources, to wage war, not against another nation, but against their own hair. And when you think about it, it's really unfortunate when you put it that way, because we are convinced, or it's been, many black women have been convinced that, your hair is unmanageable. So it's a curse. It's this or that or whatever. It's not a curse at all. Everything that you have been born with on your body, your hair, your nose, your lips, your eyes, your teeth and all of that stuff, those things are for you. You know what I mean? And like the saying goes, which I absolutely love it, and that is beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but you have to be the first beholder. You're the first beholder every day. When you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, who's looking back at you? That's you. Okay. It's not so much the system, it's not these other people. And yes, there are people who are going to judge you based on your looks. That is very true. But if you're living your life through their lens, well, that's part of the problem. If you're living your life through their lens and what they think, and that's not how you should start your day. Your day should begin you affirming yourself, but not just affirming yourself and just saying, I'm a winner, but actually believing it. And a lot of people, unfortunately, have a very hard time believing that because in many cases, unfortunately, they didn't have somebody in their life to affirm it. They may have grown up in a family or in a household where they watched their own mothers also just say, treat their hair as if it's some kind of adversary. You got to cover yourself up. And now with the lashes thing, that is just not, I can't get with the lashes. I mean, I'm a man, but I just don't. A lot of this fashion that you see, I'm saying black women, but also white women too. It actually a lot of it is inspired by gay men, men that cross dressers. And so when you see this over exaggerated makeup and all of that stuff, a lot of that comes from that culture, which is really, really something. And so now we have our little baby girls now growing up and already not liking their hair, not loving their hair at all. And what I'm here to tell you that is that your hair is beautiful. It is wonderful. It really is. And it's not something that has to be covered up. We're not buying it anymore. And, telling me that, hey, I'm wearing this wig because it's a protective style. It is not a protective style. The deep root of that at the end of the day is there's something in you that just do not care too much about your natural hair. So let's stop pretending. Let's stop lying about that. Okay. It's not a protective style. Now, if you want to wear a wig, that's up to you. Okay. That's perfectly fine. You want to wear a wig, you want to wear hair extensions and all of that. That's you. You know what I mean? But it's also you to have to face yourself and really be honest and say, man, why am I doing this? What's the real reason why I'm doing this? And those are the questions that have to be answered. The fact that these beautiful women that I just mentioned, Dominique Dawes, Simone Biles, Gabby Douglas, and now we have Coco Gauff, who are now being attacked by other black women simply because they decide to wear their natural hair. It's something that we just can't gloss over. And we're not going to allow people within the media to try to spin this as if it's all coming from white people. I repeat, most white people really don't care about your hair the way you do. Okay. Are there some white people in certain situations that may look at the hair and say something? Yeah, but that's not the majority. It isn't. I mean, if you want to, their hair got some issues too. I mean, everybody's hair got texture issues and manageable issues and all that. I can't tell you how many white people I have heard that said, oh, I just wish I had hair like you guys because, man, this hair here is so hard to manage. And what's interesting, though, about that when you think about it is the illusion is that 4C hair is hard to manage, right? But when you look at, okay, so you put the extensions on, you put the weave on. Look at how much money you spend on managing that. So if 4C is hard to manage, then why are we spending millions of dollars to manage hair that's not yours? I mean, that doesn't make sense at all. So we're not buying that. We have to start being honest, you know, ladies, sisters, our dear sisters, our aunties, our mamas, our grandmama, all of you. We have to start being honest. But I just want to be here as a male voice. And like I said, again, I know I represent many brothers out there that will say that, you know, when it comes to your hair, we actually love your 4C hair. We do. And I know there may be some of you that may say, well, I don't care about what y'all got to say and all that. Okay, fine. That's perfectly fine. But, you know, it starts with you. Self-love is called that for a reason. You have to learn to love yourself. And we just want to make sure that you're doing just that you absolutely love yourself, you know, above all else. You want to wear all the other stuff, all of those other things. That's you, baby. You do you, you know, but just know that the real you, that's what matters. That's what's important. And don't stop falling for the line in this system that you have to meet some kind of standard or whatever in order to be accepted, because people who follow that, you tend to look like clowns at the end of the day. I mean, really, you do. You do. Because it's a never ending cycle. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I see some people like Beyonce, for example. She's known for, you know, her, you know, the long blonde wigs and stuff that she wears and all of that. And then you see some people who idolize this lady so much. I would just say your phenotype, all of that, she can, you know, her, I mean, to be honest with you, you know, she don't need to be wearing no blonde wig. I mean, no black woman need to be wearing a blonde. That's just my opinion, right? But then when you see someone chocolate brown, I mean dark brown, and you got this platinum just blonde wig, I mean, it just doesn't match. I mean, I don't know what statement is trying to be made here. I just don't know, you know. And so, but again, that's your choice. That is your choice if that's what you want to do. But I just want to be a voice out here to let you know, ladies, listen, you don't have to, you know, you don't have to wear that. You know, you're beautiful. The beauty begins not necessarily with your hair, but what's inside. What's inside. Okay? Yeah. And stop depending on other people to give you the love that you aren't giving yourself. Okay? If you're not able to love yourself, if you've been wounded in the past of people said some crazy things about you and your appearance and your hair and all of that, talk it out. Find some good people who have overcome that, and start following people like that. Okay. It reminds me of a very quick. I saw a post on X yesterday. I was going to do a separate video on this, and it was a black woman. She did a post and she basically said, why is it that us as black women, the only time people pay attention to us is when we just crash out? And it's like we just have to hold so much in until we get to our boiling point, and then that's when people start listening to us. And I responded to her. I said, no, that's not true at all. It's not. That's literally not true at all. The problem is that you think that everyone around you, regardless of where you are, is interested in what you have to say. But the truth of the matter is a lot of people aren't. And I'm not just saying that because you're a black woman. I'm just saying that because if I were to go outside right now and start screaming and hollering and say, somebody care for me, somebody love for me, why y'all ain't listening to me? The overwhelming majority of people aren't going to care about me. Okay. And I'm okay with that. I'm totally fine with that. And you have to be fine with that as well. The problem is that you have to find good people. Find some good people that you have a reputation with, that you established a relationship with, that you can always go to and share whatever it is that you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? That's where you need to go. But just jumping on social media and expecting people just to love you and want to sit down and listen to you and hang on every word, well, that's not going to happen because, baby, we live in a world of a lot of people that got a lot of things going on. All right. This is why we focus so much on inner healing, going to get counseling, getting the help that you need just with that, talking these things out. That's where this begins. So it's not just so, even for some of you ladies who just, don't think by just saying, you know what, I'm going to stop wearing these wigs and I'm going to just wear my 4C hair and that's it. That's good. That's a good start. But do you really love yourself? Or are you trying to make a statement? That's where it begins. Because if you're just trying to make a statement, that's not really moving any needles internally. It starts with inside internally. That's where it begins. That's where the healing begins, okay? And all of this debate over hair, it's really a reflection of a very real problem, and that is you have a lot of people who just don't know how to love themselves. And that's what we're about here, really wanting to have those kind of meaningful conversations that lead to real healing. And so that's what we're all about here. So this wasn't going to be a long video at all. I just wanted to jump in and chime in on this. I just thought it was just so unfortunate. There was another video I wanted to play, and it's an African woman who's actually in India. She went to India and she's filming herself, and very proud of it, by the way. She's saying, yeah, you know, when you come here to get the hair, you got to go after the underage girls. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing at all. You got to go with the underage girls because they have the best hair in India. Here's an African woman has to fly to India to cut the hair of underage girls because in her estimation, they have the best hair. That is an internal problem. It is. It is an internal problem. And unfortunately, people all over the world have been making billions of dollars off of the internal problems that many of our people have. It's time to wake up, you guys. Okay. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I just wanted to jump on here real quick. Make sure, again, you check out our website, sambatree.com. Go to our community page because I just posted a video over on our Samba Tree YouTube page because we just introduced some brand new products this week. This week we'll be introducing, because I am married to the most beautiful woman in the world. I completely trust her in this department, and that is this. We are going to be adding a beauty section to Samba Tree. And we're not just throwing up a bunch of makeup and stuff like that. No, this woman here, she knows her stuff. And she's checking to make sure these things are natural. They're not going to cause skin irritation and all that. So she's doing her homework. So be on the lookout for that very soon over on sambatree.com. And if you're not on the email list, make sure you get on that because, yes, ladies, we got you covered as well. So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys take care. And I'll be talking to you again soon. Enjoy